Here we are for the round on Monday, whatever, the 21st of August, and great weekend of racing. I finally enjoyed watching Winx race, and I had a little bit of I've had a feeling of emotion when she won because it was a fantastic, fantastic win. Outstanding ride by Huey, not shitting himself, and if that bloke at the gates holds that horse just that much longer, the horse gets beat. Like if you watch the head on, how it didn't come out another 2 lengths last night, I'll never know.
So what happened at the start, Glenn?
Got its head in the side. She's like this, and the bloke's trying to straighten the head up, talking about old mate here, doing a good job, not bagging him, and then all of a sudden he holds the thing, and as the thing's open, she turns her head to get into the side, he's trying to, and then she gets into a gate. Like, a tenth of a second more she gets beat. How exciting would that have been?
How exciting was it, the prospect of her getting beat during the run? Like,
even money they bet on Betfair in the run.
For
even
a tiny amount, like, wasn't that small?
Still even money. It's like the even billions I have with you. They're still winners.
And what about all the $1.50 promo punters? They were shitting themselves as well.
No, wasn't that great? It's like so many blokes I know, you know, $10 or $20 punters, and they've had their first ever $1,000 bet. Great. They nearly get done.
Wow. Great viewing, and look, going forward, she's come home at 32.93. She was still pretty soft because she's so talented, but that's a bad trait she's got. Can we expect 2 to 1 on next start, Mark?
Well, Ralphie did write in and say, you know, will what happened reflect in the SP next time?
Yes, it will, because she did it at the Barrow trials as well. So she's done it 3 times.
So next start, we can look at it going out. I'm saying we're going to get $1.30.
So is she's a 6-year-old mare, so is she...
a little bit shitty?
Well, you know, like maybe interested in...
Barnes?
Getting one?
Yeah, Winx can't have a
reached
wanks.
her sexual peak, has she?
I don't know.
Does Winx wanks?
Don't they say blokes it's 21 and girls it's 31? Something like that?
Do they say that?
Yeah.
Sexual prime.
So you're a bloke at your best at 21, or you're a horniest?
You're horniest, you know.
And what, women 31?
31, yeah.
Fuck, what 21-year-old want to bang a 31-year-old too?
I know it's not your style, but I'd 21, you know.
You would have been a 31-year-old?
For sure.
No way.
Learn a few things. You know?
Dusty old puss.
Mrs. Robinson.
31 is a dusty old puss.
When you're 21.
Yeah.
It looks all right when you're 50.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, when you're 21. Anyway, Winx needs a wanks. But what's the story? Is there a rough chance she could be retired?
Oh, look, I thought if she lost, you know, it'd be like, well, you know, let's
Pull the pin.
Hey, mate, I'm filming right now, so...
Right, say, oh, mate.
You want to? Do you want to say anything?
Randwick raced very fast on Saturday. It was like a Randwick of old that we haven't seen for a very long time. Obviously, the tailwind had a lot to do with it, and most races there was only 2 races that ran along the back straight, which would have been straight into the wind. So...
so it was side wind, straight up your ass, blow your home wind. Yep. Okay. I did laugh because, did you notice that Deploy wrote the track record there in 1:08:06? And if you watch the replay, it's great. It broke the standing record, which was 1:08.26 and that was held by That's a Good Idea.
Yeah.
And that when you watch the race, and you watch the replay again this morning, That's a Good Idea. He ran 1:08.26.
Yeah.
He ran the same rating. He was just 0.2 from the winner there, running in 4th. So
well, that's it. Everybody's going to go, you know, broke the record.
So
but
when
the Virginian's getting that close to you, it's, you know.
It's a crock of shit. This like remember the horses that have broken the track record. Well, That's a Good Idea as a track record holder. Ab Initio, Sticks and Stones. They're all like fast horses, but they just got the days where they got blown
Wind,
home.
good 3, which officially was a good 2, but even though punters got given a good 3.
Well, what are you talking about, Glenn? Is that
well, Mark, every race says good 3, good 3, good 3, but when Mrs. whoever it was,
Mrs. Turner
wants to scratch a horse because she says the track's a good 2, and then the stewards, they have a little walk of the track and they give her permission to scratch, even though there's no track upgrade. It's left at a good 3. I don't know how stewards are allowed to let that horse be scratched. So maybe they've got some indiscretionary rules, but I thought rules of racing were there to be followed. You've got the same track condition as it was in the morning. Apparently, horse should not be allowed to be scratched.
Well, if the stewards walk out and say, oh yeah, no, it's more like a good 2, why didn't they change the rating? I mean,
then they should change it to look after the punters.
Yeah.
But I tell you why, stewards do not want to give out a good 2. Oh my goodness.
If a horse gets injured.
Yeah, how could you bastards race on such a hard track?
Oh,
it's about perception.
The sky falls in.
Yeah, the sky falls.
Like, we will never see a firm 2 in Sydney, even though we'll get them. They're fast tracks.
We won't get them.
They won't be called that.
So we should actually get rid of
stewards calling. Get rid of stewards giving track descriptions.
Let's get the stewards to be a bit more fair income there. Like that's just outrageous. I see it all the time. You know, this I mean, and like, well, yeah. What about Ronnie Quinton? Like every horse of his scratch. There's more rumours about Ronnie Quinton going around this morning.
Well, what has happened?
Oh,
come on, release.
I can't say. But why don't we know? But the my mail is that we haven't been told because we didn't want to ruin Winx's big day.
Yeah. And also, you know,
Isn't that weird?
If they said 2, wouldn't Waller go to the stewards and go, oh, it's too hard for my mare?
Then he might. Yeah. And how dare he have so much power?
Well,
what a game it is.
So what's going on?
Ronnie Quinton?
Because, you know, I've been having my problems with Ronnie.
Your tanties about Ronnie.
Yeah, and suddenly he's gone.
I'm not telling you the rumours, but my phone has run hot all morning from everybody.
You get
and they
the best
all
goss.
don't want me to mention their names. And they're saying that he's in a lot of trouble and it's to do with...
shampooing.
Yeah. Shampooing, yeah. Let's just put it as shampooing. Yeah. So, anyway, Ronnie's in a bit of trouble.
Okay, well, obviously...
But no one knows about it. Yeah. You hear it first here.
Indeed. Now, I mentioned the track raced very fast. We saw a very, very interesting, intriguing 3-year-old fillies race to kick off the program. And it was also suggested to me that these fillies will smash up the colts. Now, we saw the Golden Slipper was a fillies trifecta, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that generally signals that the year is a bit below average. It means that the colts are struggling. What have you got anything to say, given you saw?
Well, I've got a lot to say about this race, Mark, because you heard the story about. Have you heard the story about Craig Williams in Melbourne?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, Mike, you don't hear anything.
I'm waiting to get on the show to hear them.
Do you know what's happening in Melbourne?
No.
You know with Hartnell? It's. Imagine the best story you've ever heard in racing is now going to be topped. For the reason to do with formality is this dirty, filthy Craig Williams, this little choir boy look fucking thing, when he got beaten on this horse last start.
By Scholes, yeah.
And I'm unloaded on it, and like it's worth a stack of money to me. And he told the stewards, in my heart, I felt like I shouldn't whip the horse. In my heart. And they went, oh, well, if it's in your heart, Craig, there must be nothing wrong with it, because it's you, Craig Williams, you little charming choir boy, you decent human being, you little fucking 7-year-old face and a 50-year-old body. It's in your heart. I understand that. So I've got to watch with the indiscretion of formality being bashed to the line there by Karen, ridden perfectly. Karen was first up off an injury. He had to go to the doctors before he even took the ride. So he was like half cast himself, and he beats off good Glenn, who's just got it cold, and Ty, who spent the whole damn race following Glenn, forgot about giving his horse a good chance, and Champagne Colours on top mounting our mail and best run the race. Blah, 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 blah. I've got to put up with all that. Hartnell, you don't know, do you?
No.
Little choir boy in his heart, he's a good man. He's in his heart. The stewards didn't even know what to find him because they'd never seen a case like it. Never, ever seen a case like it. He comes back on Hartnell 1.7 or 1.8 kilos heavier, and it's won the race. So can you imagine if it ran second?
Oh, well, that's a big hello to all those weight people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're trying to work out your credit card why you owe so much, because you follow weights. Put that to the side. But in his heart, he weighed out in the heavy vest.
Yes.
Then he's gone back in, had a sweat, had a whatever you do in the jockey's room. They all, I don't know, talk about how much they hate Pollitt. He put the light vest on, didn't realise, got round behind the barriers and went, oh, fuck, I've got the wrong vest on, told nobody, went over to the farrier, got a couple of spanners and hammers and put them in his boots.
No way.
Put tools in his boots to get his weight. Oh, this is about how much a heavy vest in my heart. That's about a heavy vest. Rode the race out. The stewards want to know why you're 1.8 kilos over. He pulls out a hammer from his boot and a spanner, he pulls out tools from the farrier.
That's 2 kilos of tools he shoved in.
Well, he wasn't sure how much. He had to make sure he wasn't underweight.
I tell you what, he's a poor judge, isn't he?
I know.
The stewards have fined him $1,000 for being overweight and $1,000 for not having the mandatory right equipment. They had no precedence what to act on. They'd never seen anything like before. Can you imagine them at the inquiry? Oh yeah, now I've got fucking another spanner in my ass. In my heart.
Can I just say?
Like, how willing
can I
is
just
he?
say something? But that is fantastic what he's done, because imagine if he weighed in light, punters get stripped. Punters get stripped.
But what's the
bookies keep all the money, Glenn.
How does he get fined $2,000 for that act?
No, they should be giving him $2,000, saying thanks for looking after racing.
In your heart, I don't feel that way. And then I had to watch Formality win after, like, you know, you fucking, like, drive me.
Of course.
In my heart, he said the stewards.
Okay,
in my heart.
So,
and the stewards listen to that shit in my heart. So let's just go. If we get a religious jockey, I was praying. Oh, well, he's praying. We'll fucking let him out.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know.
That's like, use religion.
Finding God is very helpful, very handy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So can we talk about these fillies going forward, Glenn? Because Champagne Cuddles was the best parader. Is that what you were saying?
She's just a really lovely little thing, and I thought she came from an impossible position to nearly win the race, even though she was never going to win the race. I thought Ty just concentrated so hard on Glenn, I think he forgot to kind of take off.
Did you see what happened? Like, he, in my opinion, went way too early and too wide, and she was all of a sudden out there with no wind protection. Like, it was coming up her ass, but you could see her wobbling around, whereas the rest of the field had a formation that was somehow assisting them. So imagine if you're Formality and Alizé and you've got two horses behind you, then the wind is actually like
dragging you.
Well, it's slipping around you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so Champagne Cuddles pulled herself out there, and you could just see her like she was going like this.
She is a little tiny thing, and maybe I've been too hard on Ty. I just love being hard on Ty. Fuck him. And I had my money on. I thought he should have won. I thought it was the best run in the race, and I happened to get beat by In My Heart and Bad Glenn. So who was being good Glenn.
Alizé paraded poorly at Warwick Farm. How'd she parade on Saturday?
Heaps better.
But
heaps better.
With more scope?
Heaps more scope. She's really talented.
So Gord, you want to load up?
Next up. Yep. The only reason she won't win is if she's got a little bit of that sometimes blue colours cat about her, which some of them can have.
A little blue coloured chink?
Yeah. You know, looms beautifully and just doesn't fight the line like the Gay Waterhouse horses, you know.
She looks, you know, Formality was always going to have some fight in her there, you know, because she's a good one.
She's a beauty. She's a beauty, guys. Do we have to talk much about this staying race? How come the marketplace knew Sayed was going to get beat?
Oh, the only disappointment was there was no cardiac arrhythmia.
Yeah, we tipped everything else. Yeah, you said, you know, it all looked pretty and right and wasn't right. They bet $1.80 on this on Betfair. Genuine. How does Betfair know? Like, how good is Betfair?
I reckon Betfair was wrong. If I repriced it, I'd 65
Yeah, it's like, well, isn't it twos on and twos?
Well, who's twos?
The winner.
After the race, you mean?
Yeah.
So then what, zero, the other five runners?
Well,
can't be zero.
They can't, I know they can't be zero, but what I'm saying is, okay, let's say they're 4 to 6 and 2s.
He's had a stink from the minute betting went out, Sayed. He got a perfect run, he tracked up, he went to win the race. Hands and heels, Huey, and then Glenn, Richard Freeman. What a connections that is. Glenn.
But never gave up, Glenn.
Never gave up. Always going to get good Glenn there. It's a 2,400 metre race. There's nowhere to hide, and there's no value in not winning the race for him. It's a 25 to 1 chance, and he's got the job done because Glenn's aim in life is to destroy all punters. Bad Glenn is like Satan. He's the best. I just laugh at him all the time now, and he laughs back at me, and he's the best.
He's a good sport.
He's a good sport about it. I've got to say that about him. We've given him heaps over the years. He's first to say hello to me. We call him Bad Glenn. I call him Satan. He's South African. Should be beaten. Go back to the homeland. Beat the blacks on his farm. I say everything about him. And he goes, hello, Glenn. Hello, Glenn. He's a fucking champion, really. He is a bit of a champ. I've got to say that.
Where did the winner pull that out from?
I've got no idea.
Because I kept combing over his... this horse grabbed my attention when he resumed for Freedman at Hawkesbury and just ran out of his skin in the Hawkesbury Cup. And then he's just disappeared since then. All his staying runs in Australia have been pretty much legless. And finally he's converted.
Is it living proof that to anybody out there that wants to work hard and go get a job in the stable as a young bloke, get to a foreman position, that in 5 years you could be a leading trainer, because fucking anybody can do it? If you're prepared to get up at 3 in the morning, run a business, work horses hard, feed them right, buy some hay, lock them up, put them in races, stay away from stewards, try not to employ bag, then get good Glenn. Anyone can train a horse? Can anyone train a horse?
I don't know.
I
know you think. I know you think so.
I think anyone can do it.
I don't think so, because you just look at every metropolitan race getting won by the...
There's 10,000 kids out in the golf course this morning, all practicing, and 50 of them will not be golf pros. There's 10,000 out there Mum, can I have some more wheat bix? I'm going to win the Masters. I'm going to win the Masters. No, you're not. You're going to end up working at the post office because you didn't do enough schoolwork because you concentrated so hard on fucking golf and you're a spastic. Welcome to your life. But with racehorse training, Mum, I want to be TJ Smith. We'll be him. It's fucking easy. I'm telling you.
All right, we had the country trainers in the highway as usual, and Ty, we've got bad Ty here who failed to realise there was going to be traffic blocks up there because you get a field of 13 country horses. Well, 6 of them are scrubbers,
Slow,
and
yes.
But they've got wide draws, so they need to be ridden forward and go to the front. And if you're drawn gate 1, you need to be aware of that. And Huey, who was in 2, was very aware of that.
Yes.
And spent at least half the race putting himself in a position where he wasn't going to be behind a tired horse.
Even Shin from barrier, he was drawn on the inside there and he was stuck straight on the fence. And he spent 500 metres of the race trying to move off and get into a position in the running, and he ran a place. So, well,
I think the question is, would it have won the race? I think it would have.
It would have for sure. It would have won the race for sure. We're talking about Aresta, the 3-year-old, by the hot connections of Matthew Dunn and Highways. And Ty had barrier 1. He got strung up. He became a bit of a victim. Missed runs everywhere.
Probably, it was hard to watch, wasn't it?
He probably didn't think it through as well. He might have been getting over what he'd done in Champagne Cuddles.
Anyway,
he's a very talented rider. I've got to say that about him. But he had a pretty ordinary start of the day there.
Well, there's nothing to take from the highway other than, you know, riders are important in low-grade cattle races.
Shadana was Kathy off. It was 16s into 11s. Kathy to Blake, one of the biggest riding changes I've ever seen all year, and ran a place. Didn't look like winning. No. A little bit of a smell of bad Glen in the betting ring there, even though it ran second.
Well, that is the horse. The horse is that. It's nothing more.
Yes, nothing more.
Coming through, returned as a 4-year-old Entire. How did he look?
He looked outstanding. He looked outstanding. 2 lengths off his absolute peak and in great order. Of course, Lee Bagorian got close to him after we give him a solid payout on the Friday show. The minute we bag someone, they just jump straight out at you, don't they? They're the best.
Well, also, there was a signal to be backed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was a very strange betting race because...
Strange ride there by Tommy Berry on Francesco. I'll be so glad when he pisses off to Hong Kong. Go away, Tommy.
I'm a big fan of coming through. I love that run.
Yeah, it was. You love the way he thrust himself into the race.
Yeah, and there was about a 200-metre period there in the straight that I just thought, man.
It was funny because in the ring it was $4 every board, and Rob Waterhouse $4.20, and his people on the ground going, Rob, number one. He goes, oh yes, and leaving it there. He was just like, I'm dynamite to lay that, but it paraded so well, and you really had to feel like you can't get Michael Walker. Like, this time Robbie's got to be wrong, and he was. He had to pay the price here, which was good.
Well, there were no chases. You know, you see Mogador and Ebenos, and you're going, well, there's no substance there.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think anything...
And ins and outs is like, you know, it's got life, hasn't it?
Life. So I started off the day Manning Mail. Champagne Cuddles I thought should have win. I tipped Sayed, but like I couldn't back it. I said, back it if you want. Then I tipped Ty on this thing, and it should have won. Then I tipped Coming Through, so I was sort of back on track again. And in the next race, whilst I did tip Calculated on top, I dipped it like from Tricaries, improved 3 lengths and $14.80. How does it pay $14.80? It was a terrific result for me. I hope all my Manning males, if they back Calculated, they had something on Tricaries, because I really did like it a lot.
So what's the key to this 3-year-old race? Because they've run, like the wind was pretty constant all day. It was 50 k's an hour. Maybe it was slightly less at the start of the program. So the 3-year-olds have run these 2 3-year-olds have run really good time, Dracaries and Gold Standard.
Do we concentrate on times from this day, or do we just forget about the times from this day?
Well, yeah, okay. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that emphasis on times. I'm saying that these horses seem to have gone well.
They've got really good horses. Gold Stand's a good horse. He sat up. He proved himself.
But I mean, what we really want from you, because most of these horses came back here, Sanctioned has a spruik on him. What is he?
He looks like he should be on a carousel at the Easter show. He's one of those real pale-skinned horses.
You don't like those ones, do you?
No, that pretty mane, I don't like it. I don't know why.
Maybe so he's a prissy-looking horse.
He's a real pretty little horse. And what I've found over like 20 years of watching horses parade, which is even probably longer, pretty horses spell chink.
Yep, understand.
Dracaries is going to prove another couple of lengths off this run.
Saintly?
Saintly was a pretty horse. Yeah, well, you picked one.
Yeah.
There's fucking 4 million of the pretty little bastards. Yeah, it's like, some just do your head in.
Okay, so Dracaries, is he good enough for the Golden Rose?
Is he good enough for the Golden Rose? Who's going to beat him?
I don't know. Just tell me.
His favourite.
Right. How can he be favourite? He started $14 the other day.
Well, he'll beat these horses easily next time they meet. And who else is going to the Golden Rose?
I actually think it'll be better next start. Too.
It will be better.
Yeah, okay. So, well, Gold Standard raced him all the way round, but he can't get any faster, Gold Standard. He's at his peak.
Possibly, Mark. He did go better than I thought. I just think Dracarys did it with such style.
Oh,
he posed it up.
Look, you know, I feel like a muppet for only marking him 6-1.
Wow.
Because that was the opportunity of the month, wasn't it?
To put 7-2 next to him?
Yeah.
You know, like what
it was his
like,
put 7-2 next to him.
The point between you and I think we backed it about 8 to 10 times.
That must have been a fat race.
We probably should have.
Well, just you know, it was just unthinkable that horse could be that long, no matter what you thought of it.
You know, you start to second guess yourself.
I know all about that, boy. It's just fucking look at me. I second guess everything I do.
I try to ignore that, you know.
Well, then you reap the rewards when you do, and then when you've got to take it up the clacker, sing Dixie. Yeah.
All right, so Glenn,
hello.
You've talked about those horses. Trapeze Artist, how did he come back? He went a long way in his first preparation.
He came back looking okay. He had an awful stink in the ring of bad Timmy to me.
Well, because you know what's going to happen. Like, Trapeze Artist is going to go into the Run to the Rose. Is it the Run to the Rose? Is that the next one?
Well, how's he going to beat Dracarys? With a big weight turnaround?
They'll be going, well...
Meets at 6 kilos better.
7.5.
Will it really be 7.5? Wow, that's
7.5, a stone and a half better.
So I don't want to back Trapeze Artist next up. Is a bit of a gut buster there first up. Gerald's. Maybe third, maybe. And the interesting horse in the race is Toga Picto. You know, unfortunately the caller called it with a big flashing line. What about the caller? How mad's he getting? Like, how bad a job is he doing? It gets worse every week. I've jerried. Now I realise what they got rid of Sheen. Racing New South Wales do not want people with stacks of ability.
Yeah.
They want the averager. They pay them less. You know, in one race there, I did the tapes this morning. Like, I don't mean, I hope you're not eating breakfast when you're watching this. He said you can throw Nanny's 90 over them. Like, are you fucking kidding? Who's ever thought about their Nanny's 90? Did you know he said that?
Oh, there's just a couple of things that have happened at the racetracks about nanas. It's just, I'm traumatised.
But like fucking, I don't know what sort of massive problems you've got in life.
What about when he was talking about Winx? He started, and yes, they're starting to put the gear on Winx, and she's leaving the...
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
It is.
It was a bit by bit.
Sickening, isn't it?
You could throw
Sticky
Nanny's...
Someone tweeted, Sticky Beak can get them beat. He was talking about Sayed.
Oh, it's something too funny.
What was it? Did anybody look at the in-play on Sayed?
No, I did. I failed to look at the in-play. No, I'm sorry about that. But just getting back to these 3-year-olds, you mentioned Toga Picto, Glenn. What is his go in life? Derby?
Derby, yeah.
Cuba, I know, has always been touted. Like,
yeah.
What's his go in life?
What horse?
Cuba.
He's a lovely horse. I can't see his number here. I can't read it. Cuba is a lovely, lovely animal. He's a big, strong bastard. I thought it was a really, really nice run. I know he ran second last. I thought Glenn really looked after him. I'd say going forward, he's one of the better horses in the race.
And the favourite, who...
well, that's it. It's finished. Cardiac arrhythmia, was it?
Blood out of one nostril.
Blood out of one nostril. So it's bled?
No, I don't think so. It's like they have to gallop in front of the stewards.
Well, he's run 9th out of 9. You know, the only thing going forward, he's going to have a short SP going next to his own, but...
Okay.
I mean, if you come off that run and won, they'd pull the stand down, wouldn't they? Well, they never do anymore, but I'll go down there and boo.
There's no one there to pull the stand.
I'll go boo!
Pull the stand down and what? And ruin the bar?
Nah.
They don't even care. So all these people that turned up for Winx, well, they got a race to watch. What about the Beaten Brigade?
Fox Play went terrific. Ecuador, as usual, Adam Hyranos gave it every single chance, and it ran a great race.
Antonio Giuseppe, how did he look?
Oh, just like, only just clipped. He got out of the paddock last week. He was like a 50s chance you wouldn't take 500 to 1 about.
Right, so he's going to be in the Metrop in 7 weeks.
Be winning.
Be winning.
Well, it's just got that much improvement. This is just like an absolute barrier trial. And you were terrific.
Yep, inference.
Don't know, bit out with you.
Well, are you a bit out with the stable? I'm finding it hard to find the stable.
Yeah, I can know what you mean.
Gordo, what are you saying about Hawks at the moment?
I'm not backing them, but they tend to put Tommy Berry on, so...
So they have to find a new rider?
Yeah, I find it pretty hard to find them, so...
Well, he's gone, Tommy, isn't he?
Right, you mentioned Hieronymus, who just like, he completely made Sweet Redemption win.
It completely makes Sweet Redemption ring, and all I hear from Gay's team is, oh, they're looking for a new young rider, they're looking for an apprentice. They don't realise the star in the stable, do they? They just don't realise.
But I asked Horry, you know, why doesn't Hieronymus get more rides for Gay? And he went, well, I think she thinks he's on everything.
He hardly gets a ride for it. Every time he throws leg over, he goes forward, he's strong, he works out the tempo, he punches out and win. They're always 10-1. What is it about this kid that no one else sees except, first of all, me, and now you two a little bit?
Well, perfect style for that stable as well. You should be on every
And
Waterhouse
it's not
hot
like
horse.
they don't want to reward a second-tier rider. They turned Tommy from an apprentice into a superstar Group 1 rider with Golden Slipper wins. You wouldn't put Adam Hieronymus would... If you locked him in a room, Tommy Berry wouldn't walk out with his eyebrows. He's much more clever, he's smarter, he's stronger, he's more balanced. What is it about this dopey kid? What is it about the marketplace? Is it because we spruik him now?
Well, he does not have top tier support. So.
But why?
Well, that's good. Let it be.
Yeah. I just can't work it out.
Now, Gunn was a bit sheepish coming back on Euro Angel, although I think I tweeted out that Ginger Nuts will be gunning for the gun after that.
I'm betting up on the gun as soon as the beard goes. I think the beard's holding him back.
He's not riding well at the moment.
The beard's holding the old gun back. He needs to have a real clean shave.
But hasn't this horse got a big chink, this Euro Angel?
Yeah, it does. It's a pussy.
It should have won easy. If he goes outside.
Again, that's Hawk stable.
Isn't this race terrible?
Well, I'm sort of happy about this race.
Haven't...
I have an opinion of the horse, but Hawks have finally not put Tommy Berry on, so I'm going to unload. And then I get fucked by Abdullah.
Look, I don't get fucked by him, but he was unlucky.
Should have won. What's the look? You see the look at about the 250 metre mark?
That's
looks round and then steers.
The beard catching the air. Got to get rid of the beard. It's the beard. As soon as the beard goes, he'll be back, Gun. Gun's a champion. Don't get on the wrong side of Gun. He's the best.
The imposing last was heavily backed. Was
460
most heavily backed
into 310, and
I thought.
Definitely ridden by good Timmy there. He really did a great job.
And I thought she was very disappointing.
Lacked one. Lee, she's got some problems. And there was some real bad. What about Zambar opening up $4.60 in the ring and $27 on the fair as they jumped at round 7th?
And they're loitering at the tail.
Unbelievable. Unbelievably. Not saying there's anything untoward. I'm just saying that the marketplace on the fair gives you a great lead into what's going on.
I need to ask you for our great fan Phil Gibb. How did Perfect Rhyme come back?
We'll be winning races. Came back in great order. It's a very, very talented horse, Perfect Rhyme. Going forward, it's got that Ron Lehman stink, but with Ron, he does train one horse well.
Yep.
He can train one horse really well. I'm not saying you don't want to make his stable.
Manawanui.
This is the one. Has he got a share on this bloke, that bloke?
Yeah. So
terrific horse, terrific horse in great order.
You can imagine the ride it took them last preparation from running third at the 66s in the I Thought So maiden at Randwick. And then she's
run a place in the Oaks.
Well, she took the lead in the Oaks until that New Zealander just went, no, this is mine.
Let's quickly we spoke a bit about deploying that time, didn't we? Oh, mate, so we
no, I want to ask a question. Deploy.
Clean-winded, strong-looking animal. Said you
put himself in the perfect place.
No improvement at all. Okay. No, I said you're only back 2 rounds there. I said you're only back deploy and spectroscope. Ome saw plenty of improvement. Bang, there she was, $2.10 on the Friday show, and she's SP 380, and I think we said she's a 5-2 chance. So again, watch the preview shows. There's plenty to be picked up, and you'll and we're only there to help. So we never throw any spin balls, do we? We're too stupid. They're only stupid.
Exactly. Look, I thought after the race, I realised that the setup, that with the fast Randwick setup, was against Ome Sword and spectroscope. You know, it wasn't their style of race.
I think deploy is might be a little bit better than we think as well. You know, when quite a few of it starts, it looks like it's going to get beat, and it fights back. It's done it that many times now. I think it's got a little bit more gas than people realise. Yeah,
and the best horse in the race going forward is going to be a super chance into the run of the rose. That's Invader. It went terrific and looked great. You couldn't tip it, but looked great. When I mean look great, not fit, healthy, fucking healthy. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was an impossible race for him, wasn't it?
Impossible race, and you watch the tapes, he hasn't burnt it in any way, and it's going to come into these other lead-up races to the Run of the Rose with DF. If it's going that way, which I suspect it is, wouldn't you, mate?
Yep. The Snowdens are so clever with their early 3-year-olds.
Yeah. They've got got Dracaris going into with one type of form, and they've got this horse going with it. They got I'll tell you what. I'll take it even. Snowden wins the run to the Golden Rose. He'll win the run. I don't know what with, but he'll work it out.
Who backed O'Shea to win the slipper at that time? Who was that? Was that Dallas or you?
I can't remember now.
Now, who ended up winning that one?
It wasn't the blue colours.
It wasn't the blue colours, no.
And they
Remember they had Mogador
as soon as the bet was made.
I think it was probably more me because I think Dal would have been more against O'Shea. He always was a bit against O'Shea, wasn't he? I'm tipping it was probably me.
I think as soon as the bet was made, the blue colours horses just started dropping off. So I'm assuming you must have been on it.
Yeah, it was you, Glenn. It was you. It was you. So now you put the kiss of death on Snowden. And the last race was very good, Blake. Like when you he just owned that race.
It was $1.01 at the top of the right? It was all over.
It was brilliant. Brilliant to watch.
I just think massive mistake. Well, none of us really found it on the show.
Massive mistake. Massive mistake.
Awesome trial. Yeah, we've got to check out. I'm going to have another look at, awesome trial not win for how they performed second.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
first
look, it's been a pearl for a long time. A flop first up. You should check the trial if you were that keen, and give it another chance. Art de Boer, how did he come back, Glenn?
He's in tip-top order, nowhere near his top. I said on the preview show, this is an outstanding horse that will be in the finish. He's run 4th, and I think if they'd left it with Cody Morgan, they'd have an outstanding racehorse. They've given it to Alicia Bennett, so I don't know if she's got some family ties there or what the story is.
Glenn, you just said at the top of the show, anyone can train.
I did say that, but some people train well. But anyone can do it.
Gibraltar Girl, how'd she come back?
In good order, gave herself absolutely no hope. The way the race panned out, and she's a nice horse, but she was so solid at $4.60 on the fair, and then
$8.
$8. Big shining light, not today, Gibraltar Girl.
Well, that setup.
That's a lovely setup run.
Well, also that setup, she couldn't possibly win with the way that race was run.
No, actually, nothing could win.
No, that's right. Bishin just said.
It was a perfect example of Bishin going, well, I've got the lead, but I got that lead from that middle to outside draw. So here I am, I'm gone.
Yep.
You can't believe it.
It had shades of Hieronymus.
It did have shades of Hieronymus. Hieronymus would have ridden it just as well. He's a freak, Hieronymus. And such a man crush on young Hippo. I don't know why, even his brother keeps emailing me laughing about a man crush. It's not that I got a man crush on Hippo, I got a man crush on cash, and when you back Hippo, you get cash. That'll do us for part 1. I did